Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 4 of MyGM Mode here on WWE 2k22 as we continue our control over SmackDown and inch closer and closer to our very first pay-per-view. We are here in week 3 of 15 and currently Raw has a slight advantage over us. We did not have the best week last week as our show was a little underwhelming, but hopefully we can rectify that here tonight. If you're excited for this one, you enjoyed the WWE content here on the channel, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. Leave a comment. How do you like things going so far? And potentially your decisions could help me maybe in the future book some of these shows. Now, like I said last week, we did not have the best show. We're looking to change that last week. And one of the suggestions that Triple H gave us is to kind of mix it up a little bit. Maybe add some tag matches and some singles matches. And I have realized we have not booked a tag match yet. Well, that is going to change this week, as if you look at the show, there are tag teams up and down the card. Tag team turmoil this week. We're going to start off with Montez Ford and Apollo Crews teaming up to face Randy Orton and Chad Gable. Both of those teams have gone solo against the other team members, so tonight they'll be in tag action. Last week, Natalya won a number 1 contenders match. She will face Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania Backlash for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So tonight she's going to turn into more of a face role. We're going to transition her to the good guy side of things. Second match, we have our first signing as Dakota Kai makes her SmackDown debut this week and teams up with Toni Storm to face the team of giants and Tamina and Raquel Gonzalez. A little bit, get them showcased. And then we're going to have a call out. Looks like Charlotte Flair wants to talk about her upcoming opponent for WrestleMania Backlash and Natalya. And then the main event is going to be Roman Reigns teaming up with Finn Balor to face the New Day and Universal Champion Kofi Kingston and Big E. Pretty solid card, I hope to think, and we'll see how it goes as we jump into this week and confirm the show. So we're going to start off with the tag match. Apollo Crews teams up with Montez Ford to battle Randy Orton and Chad Gable. We've also upgraded to the Capitol Wrestling Center for this week in Newark, New Jersey, and we have music and we have graphics. That's probably the reason why I've been happy to do the upgrade, as you're going to see the intros in all their glory this week as Montez Ford brings his way to the ring. Saw him pick up a win last week over Chad Gable, a nice solid singles victory. Well, he's going to go back into the tag scenes here tonight. No Angelo Dawkins, though. It will be a new partner in Apollo Crews. So we'll see if he can transfer his tag team's expertise to this new team. And here comes his partner, Apollo Crews, as he makes his way to the ring. Apollo is 0-1 here in GMO. We saw him lose in the very first match here in the series as he lost to Randy Orton in St. Louis, Missouri back in the old gym. So he's looking for his first victory, and Apollo has a little bit of tag team experience. He's teamed with Commander Aziz in the past, so he has a little bit he can bring to this squad. On the other side of the coin, here comes one member of the tag team. It is Chad Gable of the Alpha Academy, another guy who's had some expertise in the tag division. Like I said earlier, he lost last week to Montez Ford, so he's also looking for his very first win. And he will bring his team with none other than Randy Orton, the Viper, makes his way to the ring. Another guy who has some tag team experience, teaming up with RK Bro. Last time we saw him in the tag division. Also saw him pick up that win back in week 1 over Apollo Crews. So both teams have a winner, and both teams have a loser so far. So something's got to give. One team is going to pick up their first victory on one side, while another member is going to pick up their first loss. Who is it going to be? Is this going to be Montez Ford starting it off with Chad Gable as the crowd wants the smoke? And we're underway here. Week 3 in Newark, New Jersey. Fast start by Montez Ford as he drops Chad Gable face first into the mat. 3 tag matches this week. This is the first of the triple header as now Apollo Crews enters the ring, but Chad Gable is going to catch him with a couple of rights as he enters the ring. Now he's going to lift up Apollo and he's going to drop him to the mat. Nice move by Chad Gable. Now here comes Randy Orton. He jumps his way into the ring. The former multi-time world champion, multi-time tag champion Orton has done it all as he looks to potentially climb the mountain later once more in Universe Mode, or in MyGM Mode, excuse me. Speaking of Universe Mode, that series will be kicking off next week. I can't wait to bring that one to you. The first episode will be that Monday after WrestleMania, where that journey will begin. But right now, we're here in MyGM Mode, as the two competitors that did face off already are back sharing the same ring. Heard some backstage rumblings. These two men do not like each other. They are currently engaged in a rivalry, and all four of these superstars do not have a spot on the upcoming pay-per-view, so trying to solidify their spot. Maybe we'll see a Cruz-Orton rematch. Maybe we'll see a Ford-Gable rematch. Maybe we'll see a fresh pairing, but as of right now, only 2 matches scheduled for that show, and it's both of the title matches. So plenty of open spots available. As Apollo's on the outside, Orton taunts from inside the ring. As Orton's just going to let Cruz come back to his senses, a little dazed, and Cruz re-enters the squared circle, and now he's going to catch Randy with a couple of punches, so maybe Randy wasting a little bit too much time. And now he lifts up Randy and drops him with a powerbomb to the canvas. Nice move by Apollo, and he's going to go tag in Montez Ford. This would be a match I'd like to see down the line. Orton versus Montez Ford in singles action. The old veteran versus one of the newcomers. I think Montez, like I've said in the past, has potential in singles action. But this is tag action. He kind of just made a mistake allowing Gable to enter the ring. As now Gable's going to go up to the top turnbuckle. He wants Montez to get back to his feet. And he hits him with a crossbody. Knocks Montez down. And Gable and Orton will take control. Gable, a former Olympian, 4.0 GPA. He's definitely one of the most aware and technical competitors you'll see in the ring. As he gets Montez back to his feet, hits him with a couple of more strikes. Nice high knee knocks Montez down, but he gets quickly back up. But Gable's going to meet him with some more punches. Backs Montez into the corner. Now Gable's going to get up to the second rope. He's going to drag the arm over the top rope, work on Montez. Only has up to a 5 count, but he can do some damage in that 5-second span. Montez is going to meet Gable back in the ring, drop him down from behind. Gable goes to the mat, and now Montez with a standing flip. Now he's going to tag in Apollo Crews. Crews has a nice blend of that power and speed. He's never really tapped into his full potential. He is a former United States and a former Intercontinental Champion, so he can get it done in singles. Has yet to get a tag title to his name, but he comes in quickly, makes a couple of moves on Gable, and tags Montez back in. Gable, though, will beat Montez as he knocks him down to the ring floor. And now he picks up, nice fisherman, picks him up, delays suplex, nice power by Gable. Now he's going to head to the top rope. Cruz looks like he's trying to get involved with Gable, but instead Gable's going to splash down on Montez. Hits him with the big move. Yeah, I think Gable starting to get into it as he tags in Randy. And he's going to leave the pieces to Randy. Randy misses the stomp instead. He's just going to pick up Montez. Randy, more of that methodical competitor. He's going to pick you apart. So there's a couple of kicks to the midsection, a clothesline. That's going to bring in Gable. Now, if for whatever reason Gable and Orton did decide to team, I think they could be a pretty good team. You know, like I said, Orton's got that more methodical pace, while Gable's going to hit you with more of the technical mat game. But he lets a big tag as Apollo Crews jumps back into the ring. Montez makes the tag to his partner, and now Crews going to work on Gable. Irish whip over the top rope. Crews with a punch, connects with a drop kick, and now Gable's on the outside. Crews with some momentum. He's going to let Gable come to his senses. No, Crews is actually going to jump to the top rope. This is a big dive, and he's going to miss as Gable jumps on the apron. Big time miss. Crews hits the floor. Yes, it's padded, but it's not what you think it is. Now he goes back first as well. Gable now targeting Apollo Crews after the mishap. Working away on that left leg. Gets it wrapped up. Now drops an elbow down on the inner thigh. Gets Crews back to his feet. And now he's just going to let him catch his senses while Gable just going to wait for him to get back in the ring. Actually tries to go after Montez, and Montez counters. Nice. Gets his partner the advantage. Now Crews with a German suplex drops Gable down Apollo's starting to get going, but he can't allow Gable to make the tag. I think he's posing for too long, and he is. Orton back into the ring. Connects with a punch. Ties up Apollo. Throws him outside the ring. This is not where you want to be. Orton's going to hang him up on the second rope. And you know what's coming next? He's going to drop him with that DDT head first into the canvas. And Orton's starting to hear those voices. But Cruz making the crawl across the ring. Orton cuts him off. Wants Apollo to fight back. Drops on the leg. Going to go into the corner. Gable is not there for the tag. I think he wants to tag to his partner. But there is no partner there. Instead, hits a back suplex on Cruz high above the shoulders. Now the first pin attempt of the evening. 1, 2. And Montez, I think he got there in time. But I think Apollo Crews kicked out nonetheless. Orton continuing the offense. Gable now back up to the apron. As Orton, I think he's just hearing some voices in his head. Keeps going to the corner. And now he's just walking on the apron. And I think he actually tried to go for a cheap shot on Montez, but Cruz cuts him off. Standing up for his partner, but there's a connection by Orton. But Apollo's going to connect with an enziguri right as Orton gets back in the ring. Nice offense. And now he slams it down. He goes for a cover of his own. Gable's in the ring. He's going to get there in time and break up the pinfall. Pretty back and forth affair. I think both teams are showing that, they don't have the best chemistry with each other. As Montez tries to get out of the ring. He's up to a 3 count, 4 count. Montez has got to get out of the ring or he could risk disqualification. Still in the ring, and the ref has decided to call a DQ. Orton and Chad Gable are victorious. Montez didn't get out of the ring. And an awkward way to end the match, but a win nonetheless. 2 stars. It's a mediocre match, as I think a better ending would have helped us out in that category. So an odd ending to the first match of the night is now that'll bring us into the second part of the show, where we'll have Natalya. Goes through a little bit of a role change. It was an embarrassing promo, so kind of what I expected. Natalya not known for her promo game, but it does accomplish the mission. She is now a baby face. That'll jump us into the second match of the evening. Dakota Kai makes her SmackDown debut, teams up with Toni Storm to face the team of Tamina and Raquel Gonzalez. So it's been a couple of weeks, so I think it's some time to add some new life into one of our divisions. And we make a signing this week in Dakota Kai. Not a signing that's going to blow you away, but I think Kai has some potential. She didn't demand a huge contract, and I think as a babyface, she could add some depth into her position. It is just a 5-week contract, so she's not signed long-term, so this is kind of a chance for Dakota Kai to make an impact on us as a GM and see if she is worthy of being kept around. Now, our partner tonight we have seen once. It is Toni Storm, as she is currently 0-1, lost back in Week 1 to Charlotte Flair in kind of a showcase match. She looked pretty solid. Fortunately, was not able to come up victorious, but here's a chance for Toni to rebound tonight. Now, this team has their work cut out for them as they're going up with a couple of pretty powerful women, starting off with another superstar making her debut this week, Raquel Gonzalez. She was drafted in our draft just a couple of weeks ago, so not signed, but she is making her first appearance in the ring, and she has some familiarity with Dakota Kai. They're not too fond of each other, to say the least, so Raquel Gonzalez, nice opportunity to not only get her hands on Dakota Kai, but make a solid first impact. Her tag team partner is somebody who could match her in strength, and it's Tamina. Tamina has been around for a while. She makes her first appearance here in General Manager mode. Now, I think this also could be a tag team that kind of, I want to say lasts, as we'll touch more on in a second, as Tamina makes her way to the ring. But the second match of the evening, the second tag match of the evening will get underway, and it will be Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez getting underway first as the bell sounds. They meet in the middle. Raquel Gonzalez mashes away on Dakota Kai, gets a couple of offense in, and then goes and tags Tamina. Now, like I said earlier, I think this Raquel Gonzalez and Tamina tag team could work out for specifically Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez, she's been down at NXT, has yet to officially really had an opportunity on the main roster. And Tamina, well, she's been around for over a decade, so I think Tamina could potentially show Raquel some of the tricks of the trade, some in between the rope stuff, maybe kind of be a mentor for Raquel Gonzalez as she looks to advance her career. As she tags Raquel in, here's a little bit of teamwork from the powerful duo as Dakota Kai gets airborne and dropped to the mat. Now these two know love lost for each other, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai actually cost Raquel Gonzalez the NXT Women's Championship in the past, as now she has her up in the torture rack, but Toni Storm is going to be there for her partner, and now Raquel turns to Storm and just throws her outside the ring. Raquel back to Dakota Kai, drops an elbow drop as that's got her hurt across the chest of Dakota Kai. Now Raquel on the second turnbuckle as she asks Dakota Kai to get back up to her feet. Dakota ducks a kick, but instead can't get out of the way of the double axe handle. And she will get dropped with another elbow. As sounds like Tamina, you can see in the background, Tamina and Toni also getting into it on the outside as Raquel Gonzalez goes to work inside of the ring. A couple of punches to the back of Dakota Kai's head. And Dakota, hard time getting out of the box early, it seems. Maybe some butterflies. You know, she wants to make an impression, but this is not the way you go about doing it. As Raquel Gonzalez has been in full control of this matchup, Dakota does drop Raquel and does drop with a couple of kicks to the midsection. Raquel, though, back to her feet. Dakota moves out of the way. Dakota's got to use her quickness in this matchup, especially against Raquel and Tamina, as she sweeps Raquel from behind and then stomps across the midsection again. So now Dakota Kai is starting to finally get some offense. She will tag in her tag team partner in Toni Storm. Storm looking for her first victory out. She's the only woman in this match who's had a match so far. She didn't come up victorious, but she does have that one match experience over the other as she takes control of Raquel, drags her to her own corner. Raquel looking to fight out of it. She's got Toni up and hits her with a snap suplex. Drives her into the mat. Now Raquel will make the trip to her corner, and she'll tag in Tamina. Tamina, like I said earlier, has all of the ring experience, more experience than the rest of these three combined in WWE, so see if that helps her out tonight. As Toni, though, with a nice Northern Lights suplex on Tamina. Nice power game shown out by Toni. Talked about the power of Raquel and Tamina, but you can't sleep on Toni's powers. Look at this. A delayed vertical suplex holds her up in the air, marches in a circle. What power with one arm, and she drops Tamina to the mat. Well, that might have been the most display of power we've seen this match, and it came out of Toni Storm. She tags in Dakota Kai. Kai with a kick to the back, the former leader of Team Kick, as she gets Tamina, drops the arm across the shoulder as she looks to wear down the big. There's a couple foot stomps to the midsection. We've seen that move a couple times in this match, and now here comes Toni back into the action. Frequent tags by the team of Storm and Dakota that can help them in this matchup, as now Tamina will be whipped over the top rope, and Toni will hang her up on the top rope, and Tamina will fall to the outside. See the fans looking on in the Capitol Wrestling Center as our third place in 3 weeks as we continue to upgrade the production here. As Dakota misses going for Tamina. Now Tamina will get back on the inside, but Dakota will plant her across the knee to the back of Tamina. As now the team of Storm and Dakota starting to get rolling. Here's a couple of quick punches, but Tamina does counter. She's going to tie up Dakota and look to bring her to her side of the ring. Drives her headfirst into the turnbuckle. And here comes Raquel Gonzalez. Some more tandem offense as Tamina hangs up Dakota, and Raquel drops the fist across the spine of Kai. Dakota back to the head, or Raquel back to the head of Dakota now, looking to wear down that body part. She picks Dakota back up and looks to pick her up, and she's got her up and drives her down into the mat. Close to the ropes, though, as it's going to force a rope break. So Dakota Kai does stay back in this matchup. But there's a big clothesline from Raquel, knocking down Dakota once more. Quickly picks her up back to her feet. Drags her to the corner. Throws her into the turnbuckles. This is not where you want to be. A tag to Tamina. More tandem offense as Raquel is actually going to throw Tamina into Dakota Kai for a shoulder block takedown. But Tamina does miss the leg drop. It's a chance for Dakota to counter. Fist right across the face of Tamina, drops her to the mat. And now Dakota, the kick to the back of Tamina. Picks her now up close to her corner. Here's a snapmare. Kick to the back. And she's going to go tag in her partner. Both teams pretty evenly going in the early morning of this one, just like we saw in the previous matches. You can tell both teams are just kind of one big move away from taking the advantage. I think all four competitors starting to get worked down in this matchup as Toni rolls to the outside, and then she gets met with a knee as she enters the ring. And now another frequent tag is now Raquel Gonzalez will enter the ring. Toni tried to meet her with a clothesline, but instead Raquel is going to lift her up on the back in the gory position. And she's going to hold her up. And it looks like a submission attempt here on Toni, but Dakota Kai is going to get in the ring. And she will break it up. I do think Toni might have tapped if that went on for a little too long. So good awareness by Dakota Kai. But now Kai and Tamina have got to get out of the ring. That's how you get Dakota out of the ring. It's now Tamina. She will get out, so no disqualification. And this one is Raquel asks Toni to get up. She's going to hit her with a double axe handle, drives her face across her face. And now she's going to lift up Toni. She's going to hit the same move on Storm. But once again, that's into the ropes, and it's going to force a rope break. So Raquel hits the big move twice, but both times can't capitalize just due to some poor ring positioning. Toni with a jawbreaker on Raquel. I think she needs to make a tag to her partner, but instead she's going to get a couple of offensive maneuvers on and hit it with a pile driver. Drives Raquel's top of the head into the mat. As now she makes the tag to Dakota Kai. As Raquel hasn't moved. Just laying on the mat. I think Dakota Kai realizes it, tries to go for the pin, but Tamina is there. And now Raquel finally makes her way to her feet. As Dakota taking her eyes off of Raquel, focusing too much, I think, on Tamina. And now it's going to allow, well, I thought it was going to allow Raquel to take control, but Dakota Kai grabs Tamina. But takes a little too long, dragging her where she wants to go. And now Raquel gets out of it. And now she's going to Irish whip Dakota into the far corner. She's going to grab her there, throws her to the mat. And Raquel is going to climb to the second rope. And she's going to hit her with the big splash in the corner. All across the weight of Dakota Kai. And now Raquel has the advantage again. More punches to the side of Dakota's head. This has got to take a toll on your skull. As there's another big elbow. Another power move. Holds the elbow. Tries to go for the pin. Toni, though, gets there at just the nick of time. So what does Raquel do? She climbs back up to the top rope. Hits her with a diving elbow drop this time. Not the standing version. Now she wants Dakota to get back to her feet. She's going to grab her again. Try to hit her with the same move. This time, drives her into the mat. Still close to the ropes. And it's still going to be a rope break. If Raquel and Tamina lose this match, it's just going to be because of Raquel's inexperience in terms of ring positioning. As now that allows Toni to make a tag. Raquel and Tamina have dominated this match in the late goings, but just allowed the other team to stay in it. Well, they let them stay in it too long. Toni punches right to the forehead. And now looks to wear down Raquel. Kicks to the top of the head as well. Looks like you can tell where they're starting to target as she measures her up and kicks her back down to the mat. Now Toni picks up Raquel, engages. Going to try to drag her to her corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. Dakota Kai makes another tag. Not sure if this is quite smart, but instead is stereo super kicks. Knocks Raquel down, but it's going to knock Raquel right into a tag as here comes Tamina. Tamina meets Dakota, but Dakota moves out of the way of the super kick. Grabs Tamina up and drives her face first into the mat with a bulldog attempt. And Dakota Kai going to stay on the offense. There's a slap right to the face of Tamina. Not sure if you want to make Tamina angry. But she gets out of dodge and tags in Toni. And Toni's met with a super kick. Big time shot by Tamina. Goes for the cover, but Dakota's going to get there. As just both teams struggling to put the other away. But Dakota's going to get in and hit her with that nice choke slam backbreaker again. And Dakota gets out of the ring. Leaves her for Toni. And now Toni's going to line up Tamina. Asks her to get back to her feet, drops her. Here's that double underhook bomb again, and it connects. Goes for the cover, 1, 2, and this is enough for victory. Toni Storm picks up the win, and Dakota Kai is victorious as well, as they show grit. As this one was all the power of Raquel in the early going, but like I said, couldn't put them away. Toni Storm picks up her first victory, and Dakota Kai picks up the victory in her debut. And another match that gets a 2-star rating. So we see that team versus victorious. 2 2-star matches so far. Then we go to the call-out, where Charlotte calls out Natalya. It's an okay promo, but it gets the rivalry started in terms of their match coming up at WrestleMania Backlash. And now it's time for the main event. Finn Balor teams up with the former Universal Champion Roman Reigns to battle Kofi Kingston and Big E of the New Day. This is your main event here on this week's SmackDown, as Roman Reigns makes his way to the ring, and he is not in a good mood. Lost his Universal Championship 2 weeks ago, interfered last week, remember, cost Kofi Kingston the victory, and the Tribal Chief, for the first time in quite a while, makes his way to the ring with no gold around his waist. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. It's hard for him to lead up to the nickname of head to the table without any gold, but he is still, in his mind, the cream of the crop. Considers Kofi Kingston's victory a fluke last time in their meeting in that brutal Hell in a Cell match, as he looks to get just a little bit of revenge this week in tonight's tag team affair. We'll see his partner for the first time here tonight. It's Finn Balor making his first GM Mode appearance in tonight's main event. Balor, somebody we drafted to could potentially get into that Universal Championship mix. He did pick up a win last week against Kofi Kingston. Unfortunately, we're unable to see that match thanks to it being a run-in. But Finn Balor is 1-0. He is victorious. He holds a victory over Kofi Kingston, our Universal Champion. Now, it would have, because of some help from Roman Reigns, but in the record books, it stands as a win nonetheless. Now here comes the New Day as Finn Balor and Roman Reigns wait in the ring, and they'll be making their tag team debut. And look at the gold around the waist of Kofi Kingston, your new Universal Champion. It looks good, not gonna lie, as he's now a 2-time World Champion. As throwing the pancakes into the crowd, got the bootios. They are all smiles tonight, as Big E also makes his first appearance this week on SmackDown. But this time, for your main event, Roman Reigns will start off for his team. Big E will start off for his, as this is a matchup I like to see one day, as the crowd starts the Roman sucks chants. But we're underway here in the main event. Big E and Kofi Kingston, you have to think they had the advantage just because of their years of experience as a tag team. But, that's not going to defer a pissed off Roman Reigns, as well as Finn Balor, who's feeling himself after picking up the win over Kofi Kingston, as he goes to Kofi Kingston, drives him into the corner. As Roman Reigns has control of Big E with a nice elbow to the back. As there goes Kofi Kingston over the top rope, and now Roman's showing off that power, deadlifts Big E into a power bomb. That's a start you'd like to see. As now he's going to lift Big E up on his shoulders and just going to connect with a punch to the face. Not much technique about it, but just straight up force. And sometimes all you need is a good punch to the face, and now drives Big E's head into the canvas. And now some more shots to the side of Big E as Roman all over him, but Big E does counter, gets a couple of nice sharp elbows in as Kofi goes back to his corner. The New Day, unfortunately, no tag team championships in GM Mode, but, they're not shy about still teaming up, as it always helps to have a little bit of backup. And here is the two that will main event WrestleMania Backlash. Roman Reigns and Kofi Kingston at the ring at the same time. Put on a barn burner of a Hell in a Cell match a couple weeks ago. Nice drop kick by Kofi that resulted in that world title change of hands as Kofi will drive Roman to his side of the ring. Kofi Mania struck twice a couple weeks ago. Roman, like I said earlier, demands that it was a fluke, but you can't deny that maybe there is a little bit of hint that maybe Kofi has Roman's number. Roman would never admit that in a million years, but, victory is a victory, and it was a clean victory as well. First time we've seen Roman pinned in quite a long time. As here comes Finn Balor. Both these superstars don't have a matchup at the upcoming pay-per-view. As Finn kicks Big E to the canvas. Both these superstars could be in Universal Championship consideration. Don't quite know if Big E would challenge for the title, considering his best friend Kofi Kingston has the gold, but you'd like to think that he would want to get back to the top of the mountain in the near future. Big E climbs to the top of the turnbuckle, waits for Finn to turn around, and then hits him with a couple of axe handles across the face. Now he's going to run across the ropes, hit him with that big splash down in the center of the ring. All the weight across the chest of Finn Balor. Now goes for the cover. 1, 2, and we'll kick out at 2. As Kofi does cut off Roman and drives him with a DDT in the far corner. Now Big E and Finn Balor tie up. He's got Balor up. Going to hit him with snake eyes in the corner. And that drives Finn headfirst into the mat. Here comes a tag to Kofi. Remember these two battled last week in your main event. Finn Balor victorious thanks to the Roman Reigns interference. But Kofi, is technically now 1-1. Does have the big win over Roman, but does have the loss to Finn Balor. So maybe we see these two competitors meet up in the near future as Kofi goes for a big splash, but Finn Balor gets the knees up. That gives him the chance to take control, and hits a couple of knees to the face now of Kofi. And now working away on that leg in the corner, Kofi will grab the ropes for a rope break, and my goodness, Big E just ran right into a stiff kick from Roman. And now the Prince drives Kofi down and going to make the tag to Reigns, who wants a piece of Kingston. They tie up. Kofi hits him with a jawbreaker, drives Roman down to the mat, and splashes down on Reigns. Now Kofi looks like setting him up for that boom drops. New Day rocks. Hits him with a boom boom drop. And now Kofi's starting to gain some momentum. Like I said, does Kofi have Reigns' number? He's been in control in this match. As now he's going to go for the cover, but Finn Balor is there to break it up. The New Day is establishing control of this victory, and there's a trouble in paradise. Kofi connects with Roman. 1, 2, will they pick up the victory? No, Finn Balor gets there in the nick of the time. Big E could not cut him off, but that's a trouble in paradise to the face of Roman, and our Roman's still down. Kingston takes care of Finn, and Kofi has had all the control in this one. I think he might have thought about a springboard there, and it might have cost him, as now Roman will lift Kofi up. He's going to drive him right in front of Big E with the snake eyes. Talk about sending a message. As now Roman tries to go for the ground and pound, but Kingston flips him over, gets a couple punches in himself, and once more turns the tables on Roman Reigns. He's going to take control over Roman, drives him into his own corner. And that's going to make the tag to Big E. Here comes that tandem offense that we've seen. Into the turnbuckle. There's a spear by Big E. He's going to sit down and allow Kofi to hit Roman. And now back into Big E for a belly-to-belly throw. The New Day offense, that's on full display there. As now that gives them the momentum. Big E actually lifts up Roman. Roman will counter. And he's going to connect with a suplex to Big E. And he's going to make the tag to Finn. The Prince gains back into the ring, connects with the right hand. He's going to allow him up, gets Big E up, and he connects with 1916. Drives him into the mat, goes now for the cover. Kofi will enter the ring, and he will break up the pinfall. That might have been it, honestly. Big E gets dropped with 1916 right in the center of the ring. And now Finn takes care of Kofi, trying to stay on the offense. Goes to the top turnbuckle. You don't want to be here. As, no, he's not going to go for the coup de grace. Instead, the big splashdown by Finn. And now he's going to go to his own corner, back to the top rope. He's perched up. He's going to splash down again. This time, Big E gets the knees up. Maybe we've gone to the well too many times. Now a big-time clothesline knocks down Balor. Big E taking back control of this one. Spins Finn around, connects, and is going to drive him. Use that power game and put Finn in the mat. Now makes a tag to Kingston as the Universal Champion makes his way into the ring. Springboards off the second rope, connects with a drop kick to the face of Balor. Balor has been knocked down, but Balor is going to get to Reigns. Don't know if Kofi realizes the tag has been made. He does now, as once more he gets Reigns up, but Reigns counters and goes for the back of that left knee, trying to take away the aerial offense of Kingston. Is now Roman, speaking of aerial, is going to go up to the top rope. Don't see Roman go to this territory very often. Instead, probably thought better of it. And instead just goes with his brute strength and drives Kingston into the mat. Connects with the back stomp to a Kofi arm. Now just stomping away on the champion, but Kofi will swing him around and drop him with a DDT into the middle of the ring. Kofi taking control in this one. Ties up with Reigns. Irish whip into the corner. Doesn't make a tag yet. Continues to drive Roman's head first. Still doesn't make the tag as now Roman connects with the back elbow. Starts to fight his way out of the corner and now locks in the guillotine. It's right in front of Big E though, so that won't get very far. Roman going for a cover on Kingston. Kingston too close to the ropes. Ref will say there was a rope break involved. Roman, though, cuts off Big E as he tries to enter the ring, slides out quickly, and now this could be a chance to take control. Big E's on the outside. Roman had the chance to maybe put Kingston away, drives him into his own turnbuckle, instead makes the tag to Balor. As here comes the tandem offense, Balor drives down the axe symbols across the arm of Kingston. Kingston in a 2-on-1, goes for Balor, connects with Trouble in Paradise to Roman. But Roman, not the legal man, is Finn Balor now, so Roman will just fall to the outside. And now Kofi needs to work away on Big E. An elbow to the temple. Knocks Finn Balor down. Now Kingston goes for the boom drop. He's going to connect. And now Finn Balor is in trouble. Kingston wants Balor to get to his feet. He's going to go for Trouble in Paradise, and he connects across the face of Balor. Reigns is nowhere to be seen. Referee's at 2, and that's going to be the victory. The New Day pick up the win. Kofi gets his pin back on Balor, and Kingston continues to be white hot as the team of the New Day is victorious. And now Kingston has all the momentum going into WrestleMania Backlash. Big win here in our main event. He gets 2.5 stars. An okay matchup. So Big E and Kofi Kingston are your victors. That does it for tonight's show. So we'll see how Raw did. They have a Hell in a Cell match between Lana and Shayna Baszler. You just gotta love their booking. And in that matchup, we will see will be Shayna Baszler who picks up the victory. And a 3-star match. Self-promo now for Dana Brooke, and it was weak. I would have thought so. Dana Brooke, not the best talker. Going to the second match of the night, where it's Kyle O'Reilly teaming up with Triton. I don't know who the heck Triton is, but he's got 28 pop against the team of Joaquin Wilde and Elias. And we'll simulate this one, and it will be the team of Joaquin Wilde and Elias picking up the victory in what was an okay matchup. Even that match gets okay for them. Rhea Daivari calls out Alexander Wolf. This is a rivalry they're still trying to push. It was a good promo, but it doesn't really do anything for it. And then for the third straight week, John Cena will battle Akira Tozawa in the main event in a WWE Championship match. And for the third time, John Cena is victorious. Crowd gives it 4 stars. It's an amazing match. They're still not tired of Akira Tozawa getting championship opportunities. You got to fix that if you're WWE 2k22, not going to lie. So look at our show now. Looks like Raw once more did dominate us across the board. I feel like we're putting together more realistic shows, but Raw is just putting together more whack shows that have championship matches and big-time Hell in a Cells, and it's allowing them to become victorious. I don't know if that'll catch up to them at some point, but we'll follow behind once more. Now we also did get the Commissioner Goal, so we get another power card in the Health Spa. As you can see, Raw still the number 1. They got 1.2 million fans. We got 1.204, so still falling a little bit behind that curve. And going into week 4 in San Francisco, California, last show before WrestleMania Backlash, Triple H. You're not going to like this, but none of Tamina, Balor, and Raquel Gonzalez can take part in your show this week. Sorry about that. I don't know why. That's a little odd. Look, you need to take better care of your superstars. I understand sometimes they need to be in a big match, so make sure to plan around that. So I guess talking about probably Kofi and Roman Reigns. I'm giving you a health spot power card. Use it to give one of your superstars a well-needed rest. Some power cards can help with keeping your stars off the injured list. It's too late for Reigns. You'll have to wait until he's recovered, but make sure that other stars in your roster don't get injured. Oh, we're going to have to check on that injury. Hopefully Roman's not hurt bad, as he was supposed to have a title match coming up. Kofi Kingston says, listen, I'm not feeling physically 100% right now. I don't mind pain, but I don't want a serious injury. Probably use the spa card, I'm assuming, on him. Is it okay if I take 2 weeks off? Not 2 weeks. I was thinking maybe this week. Sorry, Kofi, we have work to do. Sure, get some rest. Tell you what, take a week off of the health spa. Yeah, I'll give him a week off, but I'm not going to give him 2 weeks. As Kofi says, thanks, boss. I appreciate it. Moderate increase to Kofi's morale. So we're going to have quite our hands full as Roman is out for 2 weeks. Oh, no. Hopefully we can use a power card on him, but get him back. Let's take a look at our power cards real quick. I do have injury rehab, reduces by 3 weeks. I will see if I can use that on Roman Reigns. And he is now back to healthy. Okay, so that was good. Got him back to healthy, but we'll have to be careful with that in the future. But that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. Unfortunately, the gap is still widening, but we have one more week before WrestleMania Backlash. We'll have to see if we can make it a good show, but I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. A little bit longer. A couple of tag matches kind of dragged out the show, but thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you do like what you're seeing, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.